I just took a look at AccessiBe and now we're going to talk about Userway. And so I have on the tablet with me userway.org, the homepage, and the heading is Web Accessibility Solved. And then it says comply with ADA law and conform with, I like that they got conformance right. They conform with WCAG 2.1 and 2.2 guidelines at every step of your web accessibility journey. Join over 1 million websites and millions of users with disabilities who trust Userway for their digital accessibility needs. So very interesting here because we have web accessibility and solved, and we have your web accessibility journey. And so the focus really isn't on the widget, the Userway widget here. And by the way, I came about this because I was searching for accessibility audits and I saw that Userway was actually advertising manual accessibility audits. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on the Userway menu. And then there are solutions. There's an option for solutions. And under solutions, there are different products. And then so those products include accessibility widget, accessibility scanner, fixmycode.ai, and accessibility audit. So let's pay attention to the accessibility widget because that's really what Userway is known for. And so when we go to the widget page, we see the heading Website Meet Accessibility Widget. Start your ADA compliance journey with the accessibility widget, conform to WCAG 2.1 and 2.2, and boost performance along the way. So notice that wording, start your journey. That doesn't sound like a complete solution. And I'm interested to go back into archive.org and look at and see how the language has progressed over the years. But so starting your ADA compliance journey is different than making your website ADA compliant easier. But it does say fixes your code and adapts to your users. And then we have a monetary pledge, and it says paid subscriptions are backed by our pledge to you, included free in your subscription. Userway's $10,000 pledge kicks in to cover awarded damages if your accessibility is ever questioned. And there's an asterisk next to pledge, but I will let you look at that yourself. And then it says the only widget proven to boost performance, and then plug and play with our accessibility widget. No matter where you build your site, this accessibility plugin works on any platform. So I'm just looking for definitive language. And I'm scrolling down and it says works anywhere you do business, enhance the widget with powerful add-ons, and accessibility widget pricing. And so I'm not seeing the any definitive language now. Oh, I'm at the very bottom and it says, does Userway provide full ADA compliance? Interesting question. Yes, Userway's solutions ensure ADA WCAG 2.1 and 2.2 compliance through our AI-powered accessibility widget. Well, notice that tricky wording there. Does Userway, so this would be in reference to Userway as a whole, not just its widget, provide full ADA compliance? Yes, Userway's solutions in plural. So, and this is on the page for the widget. So someone browsing this page may think this refers to the widget because again, we are on that page. It says, what's the difference between the free and the paid versions of the widget? And then we have another section, but I'll leave it at that. So now that we've gone through and now that we can see that Userway is no longer using definitive language, so there's nothing on Userway that specifically states, hey, this widget will make your website accessible. This website will make your website ADA compliant. And I don't know what it said in the past. I don't remember. But the point is that when we go on this page, we see nothing where we can nail down Userway into saying that this widget is going to make your website accessible. And so I've covered AccessiBe previously, and we will see that I'm going to cover most of the same points here with Userway's widget. We have an overlay widget. So what does this widget do? It renders superficial adjustments when someone goes into the settings and activates various settings. So what are these adjustments? Well, there can be any number of adjustments, but some common ones may include color contrast, changing color contrast, the ability to zoom in on the website, adjusting the line size, making highlights. There can be any number of settings that are available. And so on the whiteboard with me, I have drawn a plain website, and then we have this accessibility logo in the bottom. And then I've superimposed it to show what would happen if you activate this widget. Well, any number of settings are available. And so we can make different changes to render, again, superficial adjustments over our website. And so the key here is that overlays literally lay over the website. They do not fundamentally change the content in the code, which is what we need to do to make our website accessible. So to make our website WCAG conformant, we are going to have to fix our code and then also remediate our content. So by content, what do I mean? Well, we have audio, video, images, and then text, and then PDFs, etc., documents. But that's what I'm getting at. We need to address our content. We also need to fix our code. So again, an overlay widget is not going to do that. It's just going to render changes based on these settings that we adjust and activate. So that's what's important to know. And on what Userway's page, we don't actually have anywhere where they specifically say, hey, this website will make your website this widget will make your website WCAG conformant. This widget will make your website ADA compliant. We don't have that specific language, but we do have this under their solutions. And this is what Userway is notorious for, is their accessibility widget. And so now we have an adjustment. And so then you have to, it really leads to the question, well, then what exactly does the widget do if we need an audit and we need to remediate our website? What is the role of the widget? Why are we paying for the widget if we can get an audit and you're offering remediation? So what exactly is happening with this widget? And so this is the balance that these overlay widget vendors are attempting to strike. And they're very careful and they're very calculated with the wording because they really need to be. And in the past, overlay widgets, and there are many different overlay widgets. There is AccessiBe, there's Equal Web, and the list goes on. But in the past, you saw more specific wording, more conclusive wording. And really what's happened over time is that's become unraveled just because of fundamentals. We can very much logically unpack and unravel conclusive claims. But the wording, the messaging, the marketing has changed so that we have a smoothing over of what exactly the widget is capable of and where its limits end. And then we ease our way into the manual side. But this is taking a look at Userway. I've gone over the website. I think what we would want to reconcile is, what about this audit that you're offering? What about these other services that you're offering, these manual services? Why are you offering these manual services? And then so if you are offering these manual services, then where does the Userway widget come into play? How does it provide value here? So that's taking a look at Userway. As I said, I addressed AccessiBe in another video, and I will link to that video in the description.